us and accusing us of having a gun or thinking that we got a gun in our hand when we got this word. You know, when these devils want to come by and mock us by clapping and bouncing around. You know, that don't worry, because every time they do that, something jacked up happens to them.
The Lord answered me and delivered me.
34?
34 verses 4 and 5.
So,
Psalms 34 verses 4 and 5. Well, I'm not
No, you good. That was it.
But that's why we don't have that fear. And like the brother said, yeah, those things can happen. But you know what? Even thinking about it, that doesn't stop us from coming out here and bringing out the Lord's word. You know, you got brothers driving 2 hours up and down the highway with the chance of having a wreck, dying in a car crash. But you know what? We're going to put our lives at risk for Yahweh Shem Yahushua with the hope to be saved. Our forefathers did it. And now in this time, our elders, the apostles of GMS, they did it. So we got the example. So you can't get the candle, put the candle under the bed and expect the Lord to have mercy on you for that. You got to go out there and put that thing to work. You ain't supposed to ask another man, am I allowed to do this and do that? Look at the brothers from Mississippi. Man, I forget his name. He went down to Mexico. Did a beautiful thing. It wasn't Bunyamin. I think it's Kazak. I think he was there, but I think it's the brother Kazak.
I seen his picture.
I'm not saying he wasn't there, but I think that brother's name is Kazak. Beautiful breakdowns. Well, you gonna call me and ask me if that's a good idea? No. Do the Lord's work, man.
That's right.
And that's what he's doing. He got the spirit on him to bring out that word and go and do it. And the elders said themselves, that's a beautiful thing. And the elder, Apostle Tahar brought out, I believe last week's lesson, that he went down there himself. And it was beautiful being down there. And he also, there was a museum, I forget the name of it, but he said if you brothers can go, then you go and do that. So you take the Lord's gift and you do what the Spirit is on you to do. You don't sit around and wait for somebody to give you permission, go here and there, do this and that. Get out there and do it. It's yours. It's not mine. You're not doing it for me. You're not doing it for him. You're not doing it for this brother. That's your thing. You do it.
Because here's a precept to that real quick, what you're talking about. This is
Let me say one thing real quick. Now the scriptures say to do nothing without advice. Advice is one thing, but permission is a whole nother thing. You know, that's something else. Advice is one thing, permission is another thing. If you ain't got no money to pay rent and such, it's probably not a good idea to go to Mexico, right? That's not to say don't go, it's just get your stuff in order before you make a move like that, because it's gonna cost a little something, right? All you got, get your bread up, go do your thing. Permission, that's a whole different thing. You given the power of another man to say whether or not you can do the Lord's work. Now you gotta really think about that. If that's in your mind, you gotta really think about that, you know?
That's right.
Go ahead.
This is
you got the Psalms, right?
This is 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
That's beautiful. The beautiful things about these are those scriptures that we learned when we was coming in. But it's like those, I don't want to say milk scriptures, but those real plain and real basic scriptures, they have a lot of power and a lot of truth in them. Because that's just how the Lord works with the simple things. With the easy, with that, just say that and then walk away. And that person, like Deuteronomy 28:68, over the course, since Elder Abba Bivens brought the truth, man, Deuteronomy 28:68 probably been brought out 700 million times.
Yeah.
Right? But that's one of those main scriptures that's going to get brothers in the truth. Because you can't walk away and not say that that's not talking about the so-called black man.
You know, Jeremiah 14:2.
Man.
You know,
Hosea 4:6, Amos 9:8.
Hey,
Revelation 2:9. Yeah.
Revelation 2:9 is a killer right there.
You know what I mean?
And of course, Revelation 1:13 talking about Yahushua. Now, that should bring you total joy to your heart to know that, especially if you're so-called black man, that that Yahushua himself looked just like you. Looked just like you. Now that's not knocking northern tribes. Because you yourself still should have that same glory in your heart to say, man, I'm an Israelite. I got it. The Lord gave me the blueprint. I just got to follow it. Go ahead,
Was
you reading something?
Yeah.
No, he was.
Go ahead. Can you get Psalms?
I've got Psalms and I got
Okay,
some.
go ahead.
It's all good. I know you good. It's all good, man. I'm going to read it again. This is 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall.
That's right. You do what you are supposed to do. You read for yourself to learn, to give that to the nation of Israel with the hope of gathering elect. You don't read for somebody else. Read for yourself, for your own learning, so that you could bring it out. Whether you being in the camp or whether you a person that want to go do your own thing. Bring out the Lord's work for yourself, for your own salvation. Don't sit up here and wait for somebody else. And I'm not talking about no specific person. I'm talking about for all brothers in the truth, all brothers with the understanding.
I got something. Yeah, man.
That's for the young brothers coming in. That's for the brothers been in the truth for a while. Go ahead. And that's for me, myself, especially.
Romans 14 and 5. One man esteemeth one day above another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind.
In his own mind, not somebody else's mind. Don't be doing it because somebody else is doing it. You in the truth because well, this brother, he cool. I guess I'll do what he doing. You're not gonna last, and all you're doing is bringing heartache to yourself for no reason. Take your ass out in the world. Take your ass out in the world. Me, myself, I don't want to be standing next to a brother out here at war, and you half-ass want to be here. I don't want to live like that.
That's right.
I want brothers out here. If it's just gonna be me, let it be. Of course, I don't want it like that because I love the brothers that's around me. But I tell you what, we all feel the same. If somebody else fall out the truth, well, that's on them. Next week, keep it rolling like it never happened. And may not even say nothing about it. May not even mention a word of it. Just keep going.
Matter of fact, like I gotta
hit me with that Psalms 34.
God, this is I was gonna bring something out real quick. This is yeah, man, this is straight. But yeah, this is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able.
You don't put the armor of another man on. You put your own armor on.
Yeah, you know what it's done.
You come to war with your own weapon, your own armor. You go through basic training and boot camp for yourself, not for somebody else. You do all those push-ups for yourself, so that you can get strong, so that you can fight when it's time to fight. You don't build yourself up, build your muscles up to give your muscles away to somebody. That's for you to work with. Now work with it, use it. Don't be sitting up here worrying about the next man. Preach the word and let the Lord work out all that other stuff.
And continue to be circumspect, man. Continue to be spiritual, man. Learning, man, truly learning that Hebrew. That's one thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's you truly have to play certain things out in your mind, man, of how things are going to go. For instance, a good example is, man, I spoke to my own flesh and blood, man. My own brother who was just sitting there like, man, how do you know all this stuff is going on? He asked me this question. He said, man, I need to get I need to stop smoking, doing whatever it is. He right there, as I'm being spiritual with him, he's just trying to fight the demon off of me right then and there. As I'm breaking scriptures down to him, how certain things are going to play out. That's like a good movie to watch. I told him to watch was The Road. He said, I'm going to look this movie up right now as we talking. And he started playing the movie. He said, man, I said, man, you're not going to be able to just trust in our own flesh and blood. You're not going to be able to sit there and try to hide when martial law is kicking off or when the race riots and stuff are going on. Your own people are going to turn against you.
That's right. That's right. So when your brother looked at you, he saw that light. He saw that light. In his darkness, he saw that light. Now, whether he chooses to go towards that light or not, that's on him. Obviously, because it don't make him none, because he coming right back out here and preaching the word, Lord willing.
Lord willing, that's right.
You know?
And that's why I tell him all the time, like, man, you got to think of certain scenarios, man. Watch that movie, The Road, and then come back and talk to me, because I broke certain things down to them. Y'all think because a cousin or a relative got this food stacked up in here for y'all, and y'all can just come and invade their space, they're gonna be like, y'all know what, man, we do gotta survive this shit. My wife did say we gotta worry about us. Man, let's either kick them the hell out or kill them.
Yep.
Or then when that damn food runs out, let's eat the youngest one that's sick right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you have no type of idea what type of demonic thoughts will run through people's minds who are not spiritual, man. And when I told him that, man, that put a fear in him. He said, yo, man, what the hell? I never thought of it like that. I really need to clear my damn mind up, man. I need to stop smoking this weed and all this shit. But I'm like, well, that's up to you. Stop that, man. I'm telling you straightforward to the point now. Let's do a quick little scenario out there. You know, and the things I even dream about. But I want to finish this real quick. It says,
You still got that power,
it says here, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So once again, man, your own people are going to deceive you, man, when they want to get that money, when they stressing, when they want to try to survive.
That's right.
It should not be like that amongst brothers who are constantly out here being spiritual, having that faith.
Well, that's why you gotta put on it says to put on that armor. So when that situation comes, you know how to handle yourself.
That's right.
It's like a direct precept. You can link it up to Isaiah 33 and 6. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
That's right.
Salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So when you got this knowledge, you know how to handle yourself when you're stuck in a life and death situation like it's coming.
That's right, man.
Exactly. You won't freak out. You won't be like him. Like the brother was just saying.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be sitting there looking at your newborn and then looking at the grill thinking you want to put your newborn on the grill. Right?
Yeah, that's true, man. Because it's a good example of why I threw that out there to him, of how people could easily turn on you. If you watch that movie, The Road, that damn devil, he had to shoot in the head to save his son. He was trying to convince him, why don't y'all come with us? He said, come with us, man. We'll make sure you and your kid have something to eat. When that motherfucker plan was to eat them.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, he was ready to deceive you just that quick. If for you brothers out there that are listening, man, and remember that the word devil means deceiver.
And if you ain't got the Lord with you, you'll be deceived. Because that's what Satan is trying to do. Just devour. Who all that can be devoured, he is going to devour them.
That's right.
If you're not marked as the elect, you will be devoured by Satan. 2/3, all these other nations, especially the so-called white man, they will be devoured. Well, so-called white man is the physical aspect of Satan. That's what Satan is doing in the book of Job. You know, seeking whom he may devour. That's what he's doing. You got Psalms for me?
Psalms 34, verse 5. They looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him.
And that's us. That's us. We're not ashamed. We look crazy out here to these people. We know that. We're putting ourselves at the risk of our supervisors, bosses seeing us, whatever. But hey, I'm not in fear of them, like the scripture said. I fear the Lord.
That's right.
So let it be what it is. And if the Lord has me out here and caught up like that, well then I prayed to the Lord for a job and he gave it to me. So guess what? I'm going to go ahead and pray again. And Lord willing, he'll give us another.
That's
right? And if you pay attention, you hear us say Lord willing a lot. Because that's in the scriptures to say that. James chapter 4, if somebody can get it. We say that all the time, Lord willing, because that's what our life is. Lord willing, we'll be saved. Lord willing, we'll make it to the end. We don't just out here just running our mouth. James 4 and 14. James 4 and 14. But hold that and make sure.
This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them.
And delivered them. It's been plenty of times where this camp was under siege, as they say.
Yep.
Was being attacked, as they say. Now, not necessarily in a straight up physical sense, but these people come up here, some of them ain't dumb. Some of them know a little something. So you being attacked by those philosophers. Because if you get confounded, whoever's watching video, if they not in the right spirit, they're going to say, nah, them brothers ain't got the truth. I'm going with that other guy. I'm going with that guy in Islam. I'm going with Shaka Almos. I'm going with Sarnetta. I'm going over there with Nate. Saying the Lord name don't matter.
Polite, we going to the Planet Risk.
Right? When's the first ticket to Planet Risk?
Let me read this real quick.
Sure.
This is Acts chapter 15, verses 25 and 26. It seemed good unto us, being assembled with one accord, to send chosen men unto you with our brethren, with our beloved Barnabas and Paul, men that have hazarded their lives for the name of Yahushua Mashiach.
Hazard their lives for the name of Yahushua Mashiach. That's what was done for us. That was the road that was paved for us, and we walking on that same road. And Lord willing, like we're gonna show you in James chapter 4, Lord willing, we can make it in the end. Because we don't know if we're gonna make it in the end. So it's the Lord. If it's the Lord's will, my end result will be that I will be saved on a chariot, driven by one of the angels. I was about to say Sham Shwan, but you don't. You know? Lord willing, we can be saved. You got that?
All right, this is James chapter 4, verse 14. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow.
We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen 5 minutes from now. We got to walk back to the car. We don't know what's going on. We don't have a clue what's going on. We just out here doing the work of the Lord. Right? We don't know what the next 10 minutes is going to bring. And tonight, the chip might be implemented. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother fight. Right? All of a sudden, you can't go to the grocery store and buy some food without the chip. How you got to figure it out. You depend on the Lord and you good. He said you put your faith in him, he's going to take care of you. That's Sirach 4 and 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord will fight for you. Go ahead,
all right. Started again. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time.
What James is saying is your life is nothing, because you don't have no control over it. You have absolutely no control over your life. So all things are through the will of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. That's why we keep saying Lord willing, Lord's will. Even in text and email, we'll put Lord willing. Or some of us, we done abbreviate it to LW. Jake trying to be secretive. No, they know everything we talking about, saying, thinking, everything. You think about a shoe, that motherfucker pop up on your computer. You know? That's why we say Lord willing. Because we don't have control of what's going on. And to be honest, we're not even worried about it. We're not even thinking about it. Matthew 6 and the last verse in chapter 6. I might grab that real quick. Yep. I believe it's 31 or 34.
I got a precept for you.
And still hold that. I'm sorry.
No, I got it.
I got you holding on stuff.
You know?
Matthew 6, 30 to 34. Take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself.
That's right. Tomorrow is going to be tomorrow. All we got to worry about is right now. What are you doing right now? The decisions that you're making right now, is that according to the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua? Is that the right thing to do? You know? That's what you need to be worried about. Everything else, put it on the back burner and just keep it moving. Like the scriptures say, there's no reason to be afraid. Well, there is a reason to be afraid, but you can't live your life like that. You got to keep it moving. You got to keep moving, keep striving. Like the brother said earlier, learning that Hebrew. You got to get into all these different things because that builds you up.